Medyo nainggit ako at hindi ako nakasama sa media ride ng Royal Enfield Bear 650 sa KRB. They were able to put the Bear 650 through its paces in its natural environment. Off-road, of course, is what I'm talking about here. So, this video may be a part 1 as my experience with it is limited to on-road, which I can imagine is where most of us will be when we buy this bike for everyday use. That said, one can imagine its capabilities on dirt with how it is behaving on-road, because the Bear 650 is a scrambler. Essentially, ito po ay isang street bike and it is tricked out to take on the off-road, compromising its on-street performance for the benefits of dirt action. So, apparent weaknesses on-road will be a gain off-road and vice versa. The Bear 650 comes from the highly established and more familiar Interceptor 650. Essentially, meron siyang bagong ergonomics, we got new wheel sizes, mas mataas yung subframe niya, it's got updated suspension and a stronger frame via reinforcements here and there. I kind of favor scramblers done by manufacturers, if you ask me, because there is a level of research and development done paired with accountability. Of course, this is in line with the thought that thousands of riders will be on these bikes. I mean, as compared to a backyard build. But, you know, don't get me wrong, I am a huge fan of custom builds, and I have ridden many, but let's face it, and many will agree, there are many out there that does not ride as good as it looks. The Royal Enfield 650 Twin Parallel is my favorite engine from the brand, bar none. It feels like it's a tank, yet it is peppy and responsive. It is 46.8 HP with a lot of those coming out in really useful gears, and it is paired with 41.7 pounds of torque. Our seating position, mas mataas po tayo dito in the Bear 650 compared to the Interceptor, with the foot pegs pulled back, the handlebars are taller, and to augment all of this, yung seat natin is shaped thinner to offset the taller seat height. Now, the Interceptor wheel-wise has 18s both rear and front. Yung Bear naman has 17s at the back and 19s out in front. Our shocks are longer with the Bear 650 by 1 inch. Our cornering clearance is also increased. Mas mataas na yung ground clearance natin with the Bear at 7.2 inches. The Interceptor has 6.9 inches. The Royal Enfield Bear 650. By the way, we hired a bunch of crickets to accompany us in the shoot para feel natin yung shoot natin in the outdoors. Now, the thing about Royal Enfield, it's a classic design that they have. Through the years, they just stuck to it, right? Yet, despite that, I would say they are one of the more creative brands out there. You know, they have a base, yet they always come up with something different, something new. They're really fleshing out what they can with this design. And each time they come up with something different, I'm just impressed each time. They have many variants. I had a classic 500 back in the day, and suffice to say, I was very happy with it. Yung Himalayan then, we had a lot of experience with that. We went up to the Himalayas with it, good 13 days of solid riding. We just couldn't break that bike. Hindi madali rin yung ride na yun. So this one, the Bear 650, this is a strike anywhere type of bike. You can go off-road with it. The suspension will let you do that. In terms of how it feels with me, with my seating, I am 6 feet tall, and this is what it looks like for a guy my size. It's pretty comfortable. Now yung layout niya, when my back is like this is yung angas riding position. You're gonna roll in, mala James Dean yung dating mo. Pare, basta na, hey, what's up, man? So, ito yung ano niya. However, meron akong tendency to go forward with my crotch nearer the tank. This is getting me ready for an off-road type of position. If I'm closer to the tank, I can grip it with my legs. With my size, ito yung tendency ko. So, for me, sakto lang. But chill ride, I kind of will back up a bit and just, you know, settle in like so. We got a number plate right here. Of course, 249, paying homage to Eddie Mulder. 249 means number one. If you know, you know. Bear 650. So the story behind this is Eddie Mulder, basically he was on an Enfield and he won against 700 riders in the Big Bear Run in California. This was back in the 60s. So they're paying homage to Eddie Mulder, one of the big champions for Royal Enfield, with a bike called the Bear 650 with the numbers 249. That is his number. Okay, we're gonna take a closer look at the fit and finish of the Bear 650, and through the years, nag-improve talaga ng Royal Enfield. I mean, circa 2011, 2012, when I had my Classic 500, there were some quirks here and there with the paint and rust coming out here and there. Now, it's just not like that anymore. The weld's solid, it's done properly. The paint, I mean, pulido talaga. I mean, we're talking about a classic-looking bike with all the possible modern amenities that you can throw at it, para maganda yung labas niya, maganda yung build, at maayos yung quality. Dati, I remember pa nga, binigyan kami ng spray paint na galing India din para dun sa mga touch-up na kailangan gawin. Bagong bike yun But you know, that's Royal Enfield. When you get into it, that's what it is. But nowadays, it's just not like that. Fit and finish is proper. Ating upuan, take a look at this. This is something, dati kasi uso, Enfield, palitan kagad ng upholstery na upuan. Custom. Pero ito, pudpurin ko na muna to. That's a very, very nice seat. Good quality as well. For the handlebar, from the grips, that's really good quality right there. I wouldn't change that either. This is one of those things that they stuck out with when they really improved with their finish. It's this switch. Yung dati kong Enfield, yung Classic 500 ko, hindi ganyan. They also have it here on the left side as well. Handlebars, great. Good quality handlebar. Our levers are also good. Dati, parang may pagka bare metal. It's got that really raw look, yung levers nila back in the day. This looks really, really nice. Maganda po yung ating finish. Good polish there as well. Even our mirrors, nice and beefy. Hindi to yung basta bilog na classic na mirror. This is like really good metal, sturdy. Very, very nice. I'm gonna fire this up right now so I can show you the intro. Bear 650, the Interceptor. This summer, we're gonna go on a ride. My goodness, look at this. Look at this gauge. I think this is one of the best gauges I've ever seen. Look at it. Classic siya, pero TFT. I've been requesting that. What if unang dating na classic talaga pero laman loob niya TFT? I think that would be a good melting of the old and the new. And I mean, look at it, right? To control that, we got a little toggle switch right over there. See? Going up and down, left and right with this little joystick. And that will allow you to go through our gauge. So up and down, fuel range, you got fuel consumption, you got your battery voltage, trip 2, trip 1, there. So it's pretty straight up, it's utilitarian, and it's a beautiful gauge, I'm telling ya. So for our wheels, at the rear we have 17s, over at the front we have 19s, strike anywhere type of combo, dual sport tires by MRF, chunky tires. At the back, solid tires, thinner tires but bigger diameter out in front. I've had some experience with MRF before. They're pretty fine. It'll do what it's got to do. Pudpurin niyo pa rin yan. Now the reason why I say this is because a lot of people are always asking, what should they change right away? Now for this bike, you know what? Gamitin niyo na muna. If there's anything that I would change later on, pag talagang paso na talaga, tas pag na, probably experiment with the suspension. But you know what? As it is, what we have here, it's gonna do its job. It really depends on how totally serious you are with off-road. Pero you're a casual rider, you want to hit the off-road one weekend, it's gonna do its job. So kung may papalitan ka dito, in the future na, gamitin nyo na muna, di ba? Would be the shocks. Fender natin out in front is now plastic. Back in the day, it would have been metal. So maybe that would be a request of mine na ibalik sa bakal yung fender. It's not really the most practical thing to do na ibalik sa bakal kasi plastic is lighter, certainly more durable in terms of, you know, pag natamaan ng mga bato or what. But the old school in me, syempre, uy, dapat bakal. For the brakes, we have Vibre, which is short for Vibrembo, and of course, dual channel ABS tayo. You're in good hands with these brakes. For the engine naman, this for me is my favorite engine for the Royal Enfield. And for me, if there's like the one thing that they did that was really beneficial for the company is come up with this engine. For me, ito yung pinaka-okay na ginawa nila ever. It just gives you a good sense of, again, the old and the new. Maganda yung, I mean, vibration compared to the older Enfields na talagang yung kamay mo magba-vibrate talaga. Ito, wala talaga. I mean, it's very refined, very good engine, yet classic pa rin yung dating niya. It's time-tested parallel twin, and it's doing its job well. And if I were to buy another Royal Enfield, it would definitely have to have this engine in it. So another thing that Royal Enfield has improved on is definitely their shifting. Dati, napakahirap hanapin ng neutral. Talagang, it's one of those quirks with the old Royal Enfield. Nowadays, man, the shifting here is just dead on. You can just find anything that you need to find anytime, anywhere. So right now you can see I'm in neutral right now. One click, I am in first gear. And then, oh, it just turned into night mode. And then I can go back to neutral really quick. You could not do that with the older Enfields. All right, let's fire it up. Nice low rumble from the engine. Refined low rumble. They're responsive too. In the neutral position, you can see the limiter kick in at 7,000 RPM. Limiter at 7,000 RPM. This is sounding really good. Like a bear. Our Bucina. Sounds like a higher pitched European horn. Okay, our headlights, LED of course. Bright, not bright, bright. Our turn signals, LED. Those are our brakes. So I like the idea that I can still use the Bear 650 every day on road and also have the capability to do some light trails here and there. Sure, hindi siya kasing liksi ng Interceptor with handling, cornering, and acceleration, pero yun nga, di ka naman makaka-dirt sa Interceptor, di ba, kung magkayayaan ng tropa. While the Bear 650 will be outperformed by pure dedicated off-roaders and mid-sized adventure bikes, the point is it can still do dirt. Compromises from both worlds, sure, but the idea is you can live in both. Eto, you can have one bike and just essentially go anywhere. The Bear 650 comes in Boardwalk White and Petrol Green at $445,000, Wild Honey and Golden Shadow at $449,000, with the Eddie Mulder Homage bike at $459,000. These are priced significantly under $500,000 and you're getting a good old modern classic to ride anywhere bike, and it looks good, it is pretty reliable, and it's a Royal Enfield. Ito po si Zach from Makina Moto Features. Ciao!